Hello everyone and welcome, it's Shanna. Now last night on my live we created these 3 cards for Kendra's Card Challenge, and I kind of hopped around the sketches and did some different ones, and I'm going to start with 1 and 2 and create some more cards. I want to actually create all 15 using this Pink and Main kit that I have here. And so I thought I would just start with 1 and 2 and fill in around the sketches that I did last night on the live. So I've taken the same similar orange cardstock and I have embossed it with the star embossing folder that came in the kit. And I'm just going to get it laid down as the base for my card sketch 1. So we'll just get this laid down on there. And I usually kind of hoard the cardstock that comes in the kits for some reason. I don't know why. But I'm going to make sure that I use it right up, even maybe creating some card bases with it as well. So my card bases that I have with my hammer mill are off a little bit. So I'm just trimming that up so that I've got a nice edge and I don't have any stray white showing past there. So that's easy enough to do. And I'm just showing you the embossing folder that came with it. I actually have 2 kits, the September and October, that I need to work with. But on my live last night, everybody decided to work with October, so I'll be working with September's. So I'm showing you the sketch there for 1. And I've got my pieces cut here. I'm using the pattern paper that came in the kit. And I'm going to lay it down on some of the green cardstock that came within the kit as well. We'll just layer this up. And I like this color tone. It's a little bit different than what I normally use. I usually kind of tend toward the pinks and those types of things, but I thought this was a nice set. I even thought you could do some kind of masculine cards with some of the colors that are within this set. So we'll get this strip laid down on here, and I'm going to use my glass mat to try and make sure that I've got it lined up. And I'm trying to find the right notches where I want to line it up to make sure that I've got it lined up right. And it looks pretty good there. And then next we've got this square layer that we're going to layer up. And we're going to turn it on the diagonal on our card. So we'll just lay this down. Now this would be like pattern paper A. If you used the cutting guide to cut them. I didn't. I cut mine individually because I started them on my live and I wasn't sure what I was going to work with, and I didn't have, on the live, I didn't have time to cut them with a cutting guide. So I just cut the 3 that I did last night on the live individually, and I'll do that with these as well. And this is kind of how the sketch goes. I'm just putting some tape runner on there so that I can line up where I want my other 2 squares. And I'm just trying to get them even so they have a nice even border around them, like so both sides match. And we'll just glue this down. I didn't even bother layering up. You know, where we have 2 layers, I didn't bother layering that up. It lays down just fine. It's pretty good paper. It's heavier than normal paper. It's almost like a cardstock. Good and thick. So I'm using that line on my glass mat again just to get this lined up. And then this is what card sketch 2 looks like. And then you have another layer for the, actually, yeah, I think you have another layer for your focal point, but I'm going to use this die here from Pink and Main. And this has got 3 trees. Actually, it has 5 different shapes of trees. I think I'll flip it over and show you the back in a minute. I'm just going to use 3 of them on this square here. And I was debating on, did I want to use this color? But I'm going to ink it up so it'll work out all right. And I thought I was going to use that triangle tree, but I decided to use a different one because I realized that they won't all fit on my square as it is turned diagonally. It's just a little tight. So I'm going to grab that tree that looks like a snowman, and we'll use it instead with the two Christmas tree looking trees. You could use that tree that looks like a snowman to actually die cut out a snowman, and then you could just put some little buttons and a little nose on there, and you'd have a little snowman. Then you could definitely do that. That'd be cute. I'm just going to bring in my Scout, and I'll run this through, and we'll have our three little trees cut out. So it was a fun live last night. Lives are always fun, so if you get a chance, you might check it out on replay. We had a good crowd last night. Several people showed up for the live. We're kind of getting a stream of people on the live as well. Jay went live, then I went live, and then Jana went live. So if you're looking for some entertainment on Sunday night, you might check it out. It does run a little late. Jay runs at 7, I run at 8, and Jana ran sometime after I started. I think 9's probably a little late for her, but I'm not sure what she's going to settle into. But there's lots of activity, I guess, on Sunday night if you like to watch live YouTubers. So here I'm just taking my forest moss distress oxide and just adding a little dimension to my trees just to add some extra interest. And I'm going to need to get this green off my desk. Looks like I had plenty of ink. And then we'll get our little stems for our trees die cut out. And there was some brown cardstock that was included in the kit as well. And so I'm looking for it. I'm going to bring it in. And it's a great brown color. And I hated to just use a little tiny piece of it, but I'm going to actually cut it down to a 2-panel size, and then I will just snip a little bit of it for the trees so that I don't waste it. And I'll just lay the rest of it aside, and then I'll snip a little bit of this off. I actually cut the first strip a little too short, so I cut that out, and then I'll cut another one bigger, and we'll use that. But I'll save the strips because I do a lot of tiny die cutting, so I'll be able to use it later. So we're just going to bring our plates back in, and we'll get these little tree trunks. And there are 2 of these tree trunk dies because there's so many trees. That way you can run a single pass. But since I'm just doing 3 trees, I only needed to use 1 of them. And they just popped right out of the dies, so we got all 3 of them right there. And then we'll get them. I'm going to flip my trees over, and we'll get some glue on there, and then we will get our tree trunks on there. Spin that one around so we don't get the tree trunk on there upside down. And just using my pink and Maine pick and stick tool and picking these up and getting them laid down on there. And now we've got our focal image for our sketch 1. So I'll just figure out how I want to position these on here. And I think this could make a cute little Christmas card, even though it's not necessarily Christmas colors. I think this would be a cute little Christmas card. You could put a Christmas cinnamon on there. Now, in today's video, I will not add the cinnamons because I wasn't sure what I wanted to put on there, and I thought I could add them later for whatever purpose I needed the cards for. And I'm just using my reverse tweezers. You have to have some reverse tweezers when you do this type of crafting. It does kind of help you keep your fingers from getting all gluey. And we'll get the third tree laid down on there, and then we'll be ready to move on to our sketch 2. So there we have it, sketch 1, Kinder's Card Challenge 16. And I'm going to bring in my second card base, give it a good score. Make sure I've got it facing in the right direction. Have you ever glued your card bases on the upside down? Now here is another Pink and Main embossing folder that came in September's kit. It's a quilted embossing folder. It's really pretty. I like it. Embossing folders just add so much dimension and interest to your cards. I love to use them. And they're really fairly inexpensive. And I'm just going to trim up the bottom of that because it was a little bit off. And then we'll bring in our pattern paper and we will assemble card sketch 2. This one's pretty simple. You've just got a strip that you're going to cut on the diagonal. And I cut a full strip and then just angle it, cut it on the diagonal. I found that to be the easiest way. And we'll just get this laid down. Just try to get it lined up nice and level. And we'll get the other one on there. And I did leave this video in real time. I didn't speed it up. It was a relatively quick make for these two. Of course, I had the paper cut and the panels embossed, so that made it a little bit quicker before I actually started the camera. Now this one, you're going to lay the square in the normal position. And then I took from the stamp set that little fox, and it is so cute. And I'm just going to add it. Here it is. I'm showing you it on the stamp set. It's so cute. And I just colored it up like a little fox. And I just took my orange blending brush and just used whatever was left on it. And I just blended around it. Just to add a little color and kind of take the starkness away from that white. And then that will finish up card sketch 2. Now I am going to bring in the embellishments that were included in the kit and add them to both of these cards as well, just for some extra interest. And I've got my little triangle tray from Cat Scrappiness that I'm going to pour them into so that I can easily put the rest of them back in the package and not have to try and pick them all up with my hands or whatever. And I'm just going to put some green ones on this. I'll kind of dig through the embellishment mix and find some green ones and put them on this card. And I'm using different sizes. You've got all different sizes in here in this mixture. So if you haven't played around with Kinder's Card Challenge, I would encourage you to do it. It's a lot of fun. So there we go. We've got 5 little embellishments on our little fox. And then we're going to put the orange embellishments on our card sketch 1. And I'm just kind of laying them in the center of the little hearts. Or stars, I mean. And that will finish off these 2 cards. I'll bring the rest of them in to show you all of them together, but we will eventually have a set of 15. So I've got card sketch 1, 2, and 3. And then we have these 2 here. And I think they look really pretty. It's kind of a different color scheme for me. I like it. So I hope you like them. They're super sweet. And check out Pink and Main's Crafty Courtyard Kit. Lots of fun. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.